Scientists find proof aliens exist. This is going around the internet right now. Blake Cousins, third phase moon. Welcome back, everybody from around the world. It's basically being reported that there is samples taken from the surface from the ISS that are containing living creatures related to plankton or algae. This is claims coming from Russian scientists. They've confirmed this over the past few days. I believe that NASA is closer to acknowledge the existence of life outside our planet. This could also prove that life on Earth could have evolved from organisms that came from the far reaches of the universe. I want to get your guys' opinions of what you think about this report. Is it real news or fake news? I believe that NASA's hiding extraterrestrial alien existence from us. I'm a total believer of that. Now, could this be some kind of soft disclosure? It's interesting that it's coming from the Russian scientists on their end, and I believe Russians almost right now would be more prone to break the establishment of this curtain over this knowledge of alien existence and just give it to the world in soft disclosure. I got Brent Cousins here. I want to get his opinions as we go over more incredible news right here at Third Phase of Moon. This is quite exciting. Hang on.
Blake, I was wondering, is there a possibility of cross-contamination? Could this be something that came from planet Earth and got stuck on the windows of this Russian window that we're looking at here? Now, let's hope this is a true report from the Russians, because this could be new proof of extraterrestrial existence growing in space.
One thing comes to mind are these spacewalks, these astronauts on the outside of the ISS. Could they come in contact with this algae, this new life form out there? Imagine maybe some kind of cross-contamination as they swab against this new life form with their gloves and then bring it inside the ISS. No, this isn't a science fiction movie. This could be real. Is it happening right now? Share this via Facebook. We're looking at it right now. Welcome back, everybody from around the world. Kenneth is telling me in this video that we're looking at right now, it appears to be some kind of massive flying saucer materializing out of this storm. And he notices some kind of flashing light. There it is, zooming quickly. Take a look at this. We know for a fact that there are many UFO sightings in regards to massive large weather phenomenon, and we have two within seconds of each other right there. The massive flying disc shaped craft coming out of the clouds, and then all of a sudden there, a small orb of light. Let's look at this really close, and I want to get your opinions, people, of what we're looking at. Are lightning storms magnets for UFO sightings? We have Brent Cousins here. We have a couple other videos we're going to go over, but I want to go over this in fine detail here. The video is a little blurry, but what's coming out of that massive cloud formation, Brent?
Blake, we do have low quality on what we're looking at here. You see the pixelation is quite abundant. We're looking at this strange anomaly coming out during this heavy lightning storm, and it's an intriguing video to say the least. What I like about it is, whatever we're looking at, it looks like a saucer. But we have to ask the question, could this actually be a cloud? I do think that this video is actually a time-lapse photography, so it makes things move maybe a little faster than just what we're looking at as a normal running video. So there is a speed happening right now, and maybe this cloud is, or a UFO is an illusion.
Yeah, basically an illusion of perspectiveness. Yeah, this I think is time-lapse video that we're looking at right now. So therefore that kind of indicates the bright orb underneath this object. But again, could these massive cloud formations be a cloak and dagger, a cover for massive motherships, harnessing the electrostatic energy coming off these massive cloud formations, a thunderstorm? Right?
Blake, this is definitely worth taking a look at, and we advise everybody to look at all thunderstorms. It's a magnet for UFOs. I know Third Phase of Moon has a plethora of amazing UFOs by thunderstorms, and this could be one, or it couldn't be. We're going to leave that up to you people.
Absolutely. That's why we're sharing this to you. We want to get your opinions, people, of what we're looking at right now. Wow, this is definitely a beautiful video. Are we looking at two unidentified flying objects, one massive and one quite small in size, but very quick in its rapidness? What are we looking at, people? I want to hear your opinions. Now, let's get to this one. This is coming in from England. Now, this was captured by Lynn Hilton from Blackburn, Lancashire, England. All right, let's get a close-up look at what Lynn captured over England. Is this some kind of military exercise? A bunch of helicopters swarming the skies. There's something below there. There's a bunch of anomalies going on in this video, in my opinion. That's why Lynn shared this with us. The strange popping of lights, the on and off of... It's almost seeming like they're blinking in and out of existence. To me, these aren't helicopters. I want to get your opinions. Are these Mylar balloons flashing in and out? They almost look like they're working in a formation of some sort, but again, it's very dangerous. There's a bunch of anomalies going on in the video. Brett, what do you make of Lynn's video that she captured over England?
Blake, these lights are popping. They're bright white. They're coming in. These objects get extremely close. That's what gets me right now. It's like, are we going to have helicopters fly this close to each other? What's going on here? These really don't look like helicopters, actually. To me, the flashing lights really give it away that they're not. The lights are usually on the bottom of a helicopter. Correct me if I'm wrong. They don't have them on top, and these are reflecting quite bright.
Yeah, we're getting a good look at this. We're going to zoom things up and put some brightness contrast to this. But again, why would helicopters be so dangerously close to one another in midair? This is something you don't want to do over a populated area, these kind of exercises. If this is a military exercise, again, I don't see any kind of rotor blades. There's anomalies popping in and out. And again, like you said, Brett, the indicators of lights are very random in a way that would indicate that this is some kind of FAA lights that we need to be aware of. It's very periodic, and then look at how close they get to each other. It's very dangerous. Captured in broad daylight. I want to get your guys' opinion of what is going on over here, Brent. Is there some kind of exercise going on? England's been under a lot of eyes lately, a lot of action going on over there. Brent, is this again military or extraterrestrial?
Blake, if anything, these are heavy risk maneuvers. These guys are getting in really close, and it takes technology and a know-how to be within vicinity of something so close. Could these be drones that we're not familiar with? If so, these things are quite massive, and they are moving like they would be drones. Non-piloted, I would imagine that it'd be more of a less risk to get that close.
Let's get off the beaten path. Let's go on a UFO hunt. Welcome back, everybody, from around the world. Blake Cousins, along with my brother Brent Cousins, we wanted to do something special. We've heard on the Hamakua coast that there is some kind of UFO activity just right here on the big island of Hawaii, not too far away from where we live. So my brother and I, we set out on course to get to this basically undisclosed location. We don't want to reveal the exact spot at this moment until we get some evidence. We want to bring in people from around the world to this exact spot so they could for themselves see the UFO phenomenon. So, wow, let's get to it. We got a lot of videos coming in via our Facebook as well that we're going to get to as we go on this UFO hunt adventure together. Welcome everybody from around the world. This is going to be quite exciting. So we arrive at our destination. It's not too far from where we live, like I said, and we got to get our equipment. We've brought some specialty equipment along on this journey, and it is quite exciting. The new technology nowadays, we have drones, we have GPS, we have everything that is at our fingertips. And it is quite exciting in this time of age to be a UFO hunter. So Brent's getting the calibrations set up on the drone. We've got the 35mm set up. We're going to be taking pictures along with HD video as we roll down to the location of this UFO hotspot. But before we get to that, let's get to the Antarctica. We've got these photos coming in via Google Earth of what people are claiming to say that what looks to be some kind of flying saucer, a cylindrical disc of some sort entering the ice layer of the Antarctica. Coming in from Stockholm, Sweden. Daniel shares this, a Google Earth image, and he's claiming that there's some kind of flying saucer in massive proportions entering the ice layer of the Antarctic. I want to get your opinions below, and I've got my brother here, Brent Cousins, and I want to get his opinion of what Danielle submitted right here at Third Phase Moon. Is this some kind of illusion, or is this the real deal? Brent, what do you make of this Google Earth image?
Blake, what we're looking at is real. To say if they're actual discs, flying saucers, well, that's another thing. We're looking at this up close. I like the way you're rotating this right now, and they do look like discs, actually. They're cylindrical. They seem to be parked right in the ice layer of the Antarctic. Could this be what Corey Good's talking about, a transport device? Hard telling, but it's definitely something to look at.
Absolutely. Now, let's get back to the hunt. We are finally at our destination. This is quite a spiritual place here on the Big Island, and we have the drone out. We're going to be shooting with the GoPro Hero 3, and we're going to launch from this amazing location where people have said over the years that there have been many UFO sightings entering and exiting the Pacific Ocean right off the coast of the Big Island. The depths of the ocean right off the Hamakua coast is at unbelievable depths. It's basically the most deepest parts of the ocean right here off the Pacific Big Island of Hawaii. We've got the drone. Brent's pulling it out. It's getting quite windy and exciting right now. Hold on. Before we get to the drone footage, let's go to Joe Rodriguez from Los Angeles. He captured of what looks to be some kind of triangular shaped craft over California. All right, so we've looked at Joe's footage. He's submitted a lot of footage over the years. He's a private investigator. He has his eyes on the skies, but what do you think he captured? I want to get your opinions below, people. Brent, what's your thoughts?
Blake, some would say this is the TR-3B, or could it be Chinese lanterns? We're not sure. Joe's really thinking that it's something special, and Joe's a really good hunter at Third Phase, so I'm going to leave it at that and let the people decide.
Now back on the hunt, Brent has the drone off the Hamakua coast, and it's quite windy. There's a major updraft coming up along the cliffs. These cliffs are about 200 to 300 feet steep at certain points, and it's not easy to control this. The GPS is tricky around here. There's not always GPS stabilization from satellites onto our drone, so it gets tricky. What we're looking for are anomalies under the surface of the water for some kind of maybe cave or entry to some kind of portal to a UFO base. The drone's having a really hard time up there in the winds. Brent's controlling it quite well. He's quite experienced pilot, but wow, this is kind of sketchy. So I think we captured what we need on the drone. Then all of a sudden, we hear a helicopter right in the exact area where we were just about flying our drone. That's one of the reasons why we brought it down. But what is this helicopter doing out in the middle of nowhere? Brent starts to take some pictures of this, and then all of a sudden there's a second helicopter coming our way. So 2 helicopters within about 30 seconds of each other. And now things start to get strange. There are anomalies popping up. Brent starts taking pictures, and we managed to capture these strange anomalies in a few frames. We're going to get it zoomed up, close up of this still photograph Brent managed to capture. Brent, what do you think he captured here?
Blake, it's not a bird. I don't know what it is. It's an anomaly. This is exciting. I'm glad we're actually on the location capturing anomalous objects where we need to see them. This is exciting.
We will be back to this location and we'll bring some night vision. Maybe more people can join us on this incredible location off the Hamakua coast of the Big Island. Wow, we got to pack it up. It's our pleasure to bring you this UFO hunt. Stay tuned for more updates. And this was quite exciting.
Have you ever wanted to visit Area 51, the top secret base? Well, now's your chance. There's a tour company from Las Vegas that's offering group tours to the infamous Area 51. Does it really exist? What's going on over there? Are there hiding spaceships, alien bodies? Well, you get to go on this tour, and then they take you to Area 51. You know, you get to check out the Joshua Tree Forest, the Little Alien, and amazing sights along the way. This is quite incredible. This is kind of new news to me. I didn't know that there was a tour that allows people to go straight to Area 51 up to the gate over there, and it's being provided right now by a company that calls themselves the Adventure Photo Tours. And we have Will Tryon here with us, and we're going to ask him some questions. I want to get to it right now. What is the most amazing thing you've ever experienced while you're out on tour or taking people out there? What have you seen out there?
Well, the whole thing is really quite fascinating, but the most significant thing I have actually seen was my second in command and I were out one late afternoon running the tour and checking out some of the locations on the tour, and we ran late, and it was in the wintertime, so it got dark early. And we were at our dry lake. There's a dry lake that we go to that is known for many UFO sightings, and there are these extraordinary alien petroglyphs there that are mind-blowing. There's just nothing else like those anywhere in America, period. These are very, very unique, and they look like aliens. Putting that aside, being parked off the side of the dry lake, something shot up into the sky, and I've been a pilot for 45 years, and something shot up into the sky from the dry lake area to a very high altitude, I would say in the 20, 30,000 foot range, and then made a 90-degree turn and continued on at an extremely high rate of speed. And there's one of those scenarios that you quite often hear about where these UFOs make sudden course changes that are impossible by our technology today. And then following that, very shortly after, there was a series of what looked like afterburner light-ups over the dry lake. And I mean within 100 feet of the surface of the dry lake. And I thought, we're only about 5,000 feet off the side of the dry lake. There is no wind. And being a pilot and an air show fan, I've been to many air shows. And when an aircraft lights up its afterburner, you can hear it for miles. and it shakes the ground. Okay, it's a significant event when they start pouring that straight fuel into the back end of a jet fighter. There was no sound. There was no sound at all from none of these light ups. Now, what makes the story even more interesting, one of my associates in a group that I hung out with was an F-15 pilot from Nellis Air Force Base here in Las Vegas. And I was invited to his Christmas party, and he was standing there talking to a couple of other high-level Air Force officials, colonels, and I said, oh, by the way, I said, and I'm not going to mention his name, but I said, by the way, I said, I was over at this dry lake, this particular location on, it was like the 5th of December, and this was a Christmas party around the 15th of December, and I said, I was out there about 10 o'clock at night, and I said, it looked like a whole series of afterburner light-ups over the dry lake at a very low altitude, and yet there was no sound. And I smiled, and I said, what are you guys working on? The one colonel took him by the arm and said, excuse me, we have something to discuss over here. And he said, well, I'll be back. I was never invited back. Oh, as a matter of fact, he said, you were there? And that's when the colonel took him by the arm, and away they all went. And that was the end of the conversation. They were not going to acknowledge that I had even said what I said. So that was the most significant thing that's happened.
Amazing.
Totally.
What really got you started into offering this tour to the public, that you're allowing people, you're inviting them to go and visit Area 51 at the gates? Something must have inspired you. And are people walking away skeptics and becoming believers? Or are they seeing unidentified flying objects?
No, it's not that we take them there and there's all kinds of UFOs flying around the sky. That just doesn't happen. Have there been many sightings in that area? Of course there have, or has. The situation is the people that take this tour, and the reason I started the tour is simply my own fascination with UFOs. You look into the sky and you say, there's billions of stars, and then billions of those stars are other galaxies with billions of stars. The odds of intelligent life, the Richter scale, you might say, it's way, way, way up there. So to not believe that there is extraterrestrial life, I think, is a little on the foolish side. If you're religious, God bless you, but that doesn't fly with me. So that being said, most of the people that we take out there, most of the people we take out there are highly educated, very scientific individuals. They're not nutcases. They're not wackos. They're simply people like me that believe. The odds are heavily in favor of intelligent life. That being said, going out to Area 51, having lunch at the Little Alien, going to this dry lake, seeing the petroglyphs, seeing the deformed mutant Joshua Tree forest, and going to the perimeter that they've seen on multiple documentaries, it's kind of a pilgrimage for these folks, which is really, really special. They know what they're going to see for the most part, other than these petroglyphs and the mutant Joshua Tree forest. They've seen the Little Alien on documentaries. They've seen the perimeter on documentaries. But to go and touch it and feel it and say, I'm here.
Absolutely. These petroglyphs that you shared these photographs with me, and I'm going, wow, I've never seen these before. Is there any insight on where these came from, who drew these petroglyphs? How old are they, and how large are they? They really do resemble some kind of...
These are very unusual because they're 6 feet tall. And on Adventure Photo Tour, it's adventurephototours.com is the name of the company and the site. If you go on that, or vegassightseeing.com goes to the same site. But that shows you these petroglyphs. And I'm sitting beside one. That's a picture of me sitting beside one. They're about 6 feet tall. But the two that are really significant, that are at the top of this cliff of rocks, are once again in that 6 foot tall category. But the one in particular has an alien on the top of it, it looks like a machine. There's an alien driving it, and an alien in the middle of this thing running some other kind of controls is what it appears to me. And anybody that's looked at it that I've said, does that look like that to you? And they go, oh, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It is amazing. I believe these petroglyphs were on ancient aliens once. I'm not 100% sure about that. But and then there's a couple of other petroglyphs with antenna coming out of their head. One looks like R2D2, and how old are they? Oh boy, you can't carbon date a petroglyph because it's chipped into stone. They could be 3,000, they could be 10,000, they could be 40,000 years old. It's impossible to tell.
So I got one quick question for you. I know you're a busy man, but let me tell you, do you think the U.S. government approves of your services?
Absolutely not. And trust me on this, Blake, they know what color of socks I put on in the morning, okay? They do not approve of what we do, but we do it in such a polite fashion, and we respect their rules and regulations, other than one of my drivers mistakenly talking to the customers drove into Area 51. That created a nightmare for us that went on for months. But we finally convinced them that we were not border busting at Area 51. And basically it came down to the fact that we've been going there for about 18 years, and I said, look at guys, if we were going to enter Area 51, don't you think we would have done it by now? We've been doing this tour for 18 years, okay? Obviously, our MO is that we never enter Area 51. Fortunately, there was a dash cam that recorded my driver, and it was clear that he was talking to the customers. It was clear that all of a sudden he realized that he was someplace he didn't recognize anymore. And all of a sudden, there was armed guards all around our SUV. And the customers, they said, oh, this is great. This has all got to be part of the act. It was not an act, unfortunately. And that took months to clarify and get that straightened out. It was a mess.
It sounds like an adventure of a lifetime. Well, how do people contact you? What's, again, the name of your website? We're going to be supplying the links below and the hot links to your website. But go ahead, tell everybody, how do they book a tour with AdventurePhotoTours.com?
Yes. AdventurePhotoTours.com. We've been in business 20 years. After a few years, we started this Area 51 tour, and it's been a sweetheart. We run it on Mondays. Hang on a second here. Mondays, Wednesdays, and we're now also introducing Saturdays. And VegasSightseeing.com. We launched a new website. We updated the website, went with a URL. It's a little more user-friendly to find it on the internet, so VegasSightseeing.com. But if you go to AdventurePhotoTours.com or VegasSightseeing.com, you'll end up on our website. There's an Area 51 tour. Click on that, and we would be delighted to take you out and show you the stuff that we have found and that we know about. And we have a lot of fun. It is our fun tour. Of the 12 different sightseeing tours that we do, this is our fun tour. This is the real fun tour.
Will Tryon, everybody visit the site, give them a call, and book your Area 51 adventure now. It sounds quite exciting, and I look forward to doing this adventure here one of these days very soon. And if you capture anything incredible over there, Will, you let us know. We love Area 51 footage, and that's what we do here. We share people's information. Will, again.
You are more than welcome, Blake. Thank you so much for finding us, and let's stay in touch. I'd be happy to chat with you anytime, sir.
Anybody out there wants to go check out Area 51, this is the tour to check out. Blake Cousins, keep your eyes on the skies.
Area 51. For decades, this remote top-secret military facility in the middle of the high desert and mountain ranges of central Nevada was the best-kept secret on planet Earth, to the extent that even map makers were disallowed to show any roads leading to this non-existent location. It's said they have a crashed alien spaceship at this base and are reverse engineering its technology. Satellite imagery shows not only the existence of this base and its dozens of hangars and buildings, but an airstrip that is more than 23,000 feet long. They say Area 51 is virtually closed, that no one works there any longer. If that were the case, then why are there numerous daily flights carrying hundreds of workers from secret hangars at Las Vegas International Airport to Area 51? Our day starts with a stop at the Janet Airways hangars to show you the actual fleet of aircraft that, for years, has been hiding in plain sight alongside the Las Vegas Strip. We then pass by Nellis Air Force Base on the northern edge of Las Vegas and just outside the restricted airspace of the vast 4,700 square mile Nellis test range as we start our journey into the remote reaches of the Nevada high desert. This exciting and intellectual tour is not only a quest and search for answers, but it is stunningly scenic as we travel through some of Nevada's most beautiful and picturesque desert landscapes. Our next stop is a mysterious dry lake where many UFO sightings have occurred. There are ancient Indian petroglyphs that resemble aliens, and what became of the occupants of this long-abandoned vehicle. There's such mystery and intrigue attached to Area 51 that the state of Nevada named the highway that goes to the little town of Rachel the Extraterrestrial Highway. We'll have lunch at the famous Little Alien Inn. Have an alien burger if you wish. This location was used as the main filming site in the movie Independence Day. After lunch and refreshments, we stop at the Black Mailbox, a famous meeting location for UFO observers and enthusiasts. And then we drive through the middle of the very strange mutant Joshua Tree Forest. We finally reach our holy grail, the point at which our journey must stop, the absolute perimeter of Area 51. The signs read, Top Secret Military Facility, Do Not Enter, Use of Deadly Force Authorized. The armed guards, or as we call them, the Men in Black, guard this remote outpost with their high-powered weapons 24 hours a day. There are cameras and listening devices that we can see scattered throughout the desert. At this point, it all becomes very real. This is not just some tall story. This is not a fiction novel or a movie set. This is Area 51.
Third Phase Moon, Blake Cousins. We have 4 incredible reports that will amaze you. Don't go away till the very end. You won't be disappointed. But right now, let's get to the summer solstice. Over there at Stonehenge, over 13,000 people showed up, and we have a submitter right here at Third Phase Moon that reached out and shared their video footage of what looks to be some kind of UFO or multiple UFOs in the sky.
Oh, look. That what? That. Oh, this is the best idea ever.
Now, this was captured by the Fairy Tale Wizard. What's happening over Stonehenge? What did these people capture? I want to get your guys' opinions below. What is going on in this video?
Look, come take us for a ride in your spaceship. We'll bang with you.
Surely they can't be drones.
No, they're not. No, you couldn't get
Wouldn't be
that
that
right. They're
bright,
on 7.4 volt.
They do fade in and fade out.
We have Brent Cousins here, and I want to get his opinions. And let me tell you, there's a lot of videos that we're going to go over. So quickly, Brent, what do you make of this solstice massive UFO sighting?
Blake, at first when I saw this, I thought this was the sun coming up, and then you see it splits into 2. It's amazing.
No one's going to sit there. 20 flares in their pocket and just, it's not them.
They're definitely not flares. They're not falling.
Mate, that was amazing. I don't know why they've done that.
Are we looking at flares? Well, that's a possibility, but they're not saying that they are. There's nobody taking credit for throwing flares up at Stonehenge. Is this maybe a hoax that was being portrayed to confuse the masses there? Or is this a real deal?
Oh, look.
That what? That.
Oh, this is the best idea ever. Man. Yeah. Look, come take us for a ride in your spaceship. We'll bang with you.
Surely they can't be drones.
No, they're not. No, you couldn't get
Wouldn't be
that right.
that
They're on
bright, no.
7.4 volt.
They do fade in and fade out.
They're probably converting that into hydrogen so they can run the bloody thing. Oh, it's fine. Three.
Well, that whimpered out. That's weird.
Yeah, but no one's going to sit there. 20 flares in their pocket and just, it's not them.
They're definitely not flares. They're not falling.
Mate, that was amazing. I don't know why.
Thanks for submitting this to us, and we're going to share the original link below, so everybody take a look at that. Now, let's get to this incredible discovery. We have 2 discoveries, as a matter of fact, from Mars. Take a look at this. Brett, go ahead. Tell us what we're looking at. Who submitted this?
Blake, this is coming from Marcio Ruiz, and he's been a submitter to Third Phase Moon for years. He's got a great YouTube channel. I'd say check it out, but we're looking at something that looks like something just landed on Mars. He claims that it looks like a metallic UFO of some sort, a craft. And then get this, NASA scuttles this photo as soon as Mauricio releases this info.
Yeah, apparently NASA actually responded to Mauricio's response of them deleting this photograph, and now it's back up. They're putting it back up. So we're going to share the original link. It seems like NASA was caught in a kind of a catch-22. Do we release or do we not release? And what are we looking at? It definitely looks some kind of like an alien craft. It looks out of place in this flat desert plain. There is no other types of artifacts or anomalies in this photograph that resembles anything like this. What's your thoughts, people? What did Mauricio discover? This is quite interesting, and what's really interesting is that people are claiming that this could be smoking gun evidence that NASA's finally revealed that there's something going on the red planet. Now, there's something else I want to show you that's coming in from the red planet, and this will pretty much amaze you. Take a look at this. This is coming in. Could this be a Stargate? This was coming in from JLN via my email, and it states at the end of March of this year, I found an object that looks like a Stargate in the background. It's coming in from Curiosity rover on Mars. Its distance from the camera suggests it may be as large as the Hollywood version. Whether it's real or not, they want to get an opinion. In the email it says, I'm memorized by the implications of its existence. It looks intelligently designed to me rather than just an accident of nature. I want to get your opinions of what Jay Lynn captured, because to me, it definitely looks like a circular object, but there's an unidentified object above this as well, captured in the same frame. We're going to be giving original links as well to this. Brett, what do you make of this? Two anomalies in one frame, a UFO and then this possible Stargate.
Blake, I'm always hesitant on making big decisions on technology as big as this. They're claiming that we have a Stargate on Mars and this is actual proof. Well, I'm not going to go all the way out there, but I will say it's very unusual anomaly of rocks. What we're looking at, the way it's designed, the circumference of this shape, it really doesn't stand out as normal. And to have that object right above it gives something else to it. That's why I think this is worth sharing at Third Phase Moon, because there's questions to be asked.
We keep putting it out there, Brent, and absolutely. Now, this is coming in from our Facebook. Take a look at this. Chad Triplet sent this. Now, what did Chad's friend capture in North Carolina? It definitely, some people might say these are Mylar balloons just hovering over there, but in a weird way, these things are very stationary in the sky. They really don't resemble Mylar balloons to me in a way that I've seen. Now, this is coming in from comments as well. Some people are saying it looks like two fighters, or basically Foo Fighters, World War II pilots. You've heard about those. Brent, what do you make of this?
Blake, they seem to be stationary. That's what's actually capturing my interest. There seems to be wind, and these seems to be very static up in the sky. Blake, they're basically the classic orbs that's been mentioned throughout history, and these are basically a good example of what we're looking at. They're unidentified. We don't know what they are. They could be possibly Mylar, but their formation, the way they just stay static, and the description off the way he said, they took off like lightning. Well, then there's something else. I sure would have liked seeing that in the video, though.
Well, we want to thank Chad for sharing his friend's video to us right here at Third Phase Moon. And what do you guys think? We just shared with you 4 incredible submissions right here. I want to get your opinions. It's very important to me and Third Phase of Moon of what you guys think. So leave your comments below. And if you've captured anything incredible, submit it to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. As you see, we're posting it to the world and people are watching. Thanks for watching and subscribing, everybody. We really appreciate it. Keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. Blake Cousins. We'll see you again next time. Via Google Map. This is coming in from our friend Maxim Trebo. He submits a lot of stuff to us via our Facebook, and he's stating there's something in the sky that's quite strange, and he gave us the link, and we're going to be sharing the link below in the description. And do you guys spot what Maxim Trebo spotted? Well, there it is. Something caught in broad daylight. We're going to get a close-up look at this. Let's zoom it in. And then there we go. This is what Maxim Trebo spotted on Google Maps. And look at this. It definitely resembles a metallic flying disc. You can tell the color of the disc there matches the top of the light here, the metal light casing for the street light. It's definitely metallic in my opinion. It's casting a large dark shadow underneath the object, but when we zoom it back and we move forward, it's suddenly disappeared. We see no trace of this disc-shaped object. It's gone. Could it have been just an optical illusion? It's definitely not a chip off the Google Maps driver's windshield. So Google Maps might actually, you come back here in a couple weeks, this image might be totally scrubbed and replaced with something else. And we're going to make out how far away from this disc-shaped object from the camera on Google Earth. How big would you say this object really is, people? I want to get your people's opinions. I would have to say it's approximately maybe about 12 to 15, 16 feet. It could be larger or it could be smaller, but I don't think it's a bird because birds don't have a metallic sheen to them. And then again, you think if this is shot on a frame-by-frame basis, you would see the bird tracer here. This thing is moving very fast. What is it? It's definitely unidentified. I want to get your thoughts, people. Blake Cousins, stand by. We got more submissions. Let's get to it.